Hey, what's going on, Sonic Movie 3 fans? And I hope you Sonic Movie 3 fans are fans of concept art, because Sonic Movie 4's plot may have just been revealed. So yeah, Sonic Movie 3's concept art was just officially released, and if you don't know what concept art is, basically it's artwork made by concept artwork designers. They give the people making the movie, a nice visual representation of things to be in the movie. A lot of times when the concept artwork is transferred to the finished movie product, things look a little bit differently than how they looked in the artwork, or just sometimes things are just cut from the final product completely. And what I want to touch on specifically in this video is these two concept artworks here of Amy and Metal Sonic, because what we got here in the concept art does look vastly different from what we saw in the final product. And at the end of the day, this is all just speculation and stuff, but I feel like some of this stuff has to be carried on over to Sonic Movie 4, right? But real quick, speaking about Sonic Movie 4, the logo was just revealed, and of course it is just kind of the same thing, but now the 4 is pink. But I think it looks pretty cool, and there might be another version they do down the line, how they had two different logos for Sonic Movie 3. But not just that, because the official release date for this movie has just been set in place now, and Sonic Movie 4 will be coming out March 19th, 2027. So, what, that's like 2-something years now? Not that bad of a wait. I'm really excited. I know this is going to be a peak. But without further ado, let's get into this concept art. So there's a lot of concept art that's been released by Tacit Science Studio, and a lot of this just gives us, a nice, other look at what these scenes look like in the creators' heads. And man, these are like freaking Fortnite loading screens or something, because the artwork here is just so beautiful, man. Like, I really love this one of Super Sonic and Super Shadow. Just, oh my god, that is so cool. It looks like Subspace Emissary or something. And most of these scenes are kind of how they went down in the final product, except in this scene here, Eggman's watching freaking President Business instead of the guy from Venom 3. But besides that, there is this concept art shot here of Knuckles and Tails, which this looks like London, and they're running away from a big old trash heap ball. And that's something that just didn't happen at all. There's like no resemblance of this scene being in the final product. And first thing that comes to my mind is that reminds me a lot about that fight from Sonic Generations of Silver, where he has like the big old trash heap balls from freaking Crisis City, and he's just chucking them at Sonic. That's literally basically what that is, just in London. And I'm pretty sure at a time, there was going to be a little bit more time travel involved in this movie, but it was cut, because it just didn't fit in the Sonic Adventure 2 narrative. And you guys know I love Silver the Hedgehog so much, that's me and everything, but I just don't think it would have fit in this movie. And if that's what that was there, that would have been cool to see, but it just wouldn't fit in a Sonic Adventure 2 adaptation. But the concept art that got my attention the most, that made me want to do this video in the first place, is this. Bro, what is going on here, bro? This is definitely the bad future from Sonic CD, right? Like, there's no other way about it. Like, Metal Sonic, the sky is red, scary, looks like buildings are exploding and on fire. And what is this, Emperor Eggman? Like, what in the world is actually going on? And I would assume that this would be the post-credit scene instead of what we got, because this concept art does link us into the next one we'll be looking at in a second. But if you do look at Eggman's staff here, we can see that it looks like the supersonic quill that he has at the end of the movie. And the first thing that I thought about for my theory of who the heck made Metal Sonic at the end of Sonic Movie 3, I was like, it has to be Eggman, because he had that quill, remember? Sonic gave him the quill, and he had that at the end of the movie. After watching the movie a couple more times, I did notice that Eggman, after, freaking stabbing Gerald in the butt in that funny death, he threw the quill away into space, so that is basically out of the picture. So again, this is concept art, and maybe this is what they were gonna go for. But again, maybe they just didn't go for this because they don't want to, permanently set Jim Carrey in stone that he will return, because who really knows if he will come back, He usually doesn't do the sequel stuff a lot, but he did it 3 times, and he has said, after the movie came out, that he would be down for a 4th one. So I feel like they just didn't do this post-credits thing because, they didn't know if he was going to come back at the time, and they didn't want to, send us any false promises, which that kind of sucks that happens quite a bit in some other movies. But I feel like this whole bad future kind of setting and stuff will still happen if they really go down pushing for that epic Sonic CD storyline in Sonic Movie 4. And Amy did look pretty freaking sick in that post-credits, but they didn't show her full design, I guess because they just didn't have a full thing ready. But in this concept artwork here, They do answer my question of would they give her the tan arms like in the game, but honestly, thinking about it now, it's probably not going to happen. Everyone has the colored arms, the same color as the rest of their fur. And it looks cool anyways, but yeah, look at the background. This is like the same thing as that last Metal Sonic one. The bad future setting again here, and this is kind of a little bit similar to how the post-credit scene went. We can see Amy saving Sonic here, and that is what happened in the final product. So what is going to happen in Sonic Movie 4? I don't freaking know. But if this concept art is anything to go by, it definitely does seem like they will, bring over the concept of time travel in Sonic Movie 4, which makes sense if this is really going to be based off Sonic CD. And a lot of people right now are thinking that Amy is from the future, coming back in time to warn Sonic, and that's how she found Sonic in the post-credit scene. And going off the fact that the concept art is similar to the way that Amy is saving Sonic, I feel like they really did want to go with this route and having Jim Carrey and Metal Sonic and this really cool, cliffhanger ending in Sonic Movie 3. I think a big old visual tonal shift in the next movie would be something that Jim Carrey would be really excited about, and I think he likes to play new characters, and like an Emperor Eggman like this, that definitely does seem like a new fun character for him. But I guess the only real question left with this is, how the frick did they get to the bad future? Because where the heck did that happen? When the heck did that happen? And I have a theory. At the end of the movie when Sonic was doing that race with Tails and Knuckles, what if, there was one of those signs, the time travel signs from Sonic CD, in the forest? We just didn't see it, but Sonic was going so fast that he activated the sign. And maybe, in Sonic Movie 4 they'll show that. And if that is the case, that could, explain how he got there by himself, because he went really fast and got to the bad future. And that's where Amy comes in and all this Metal Sonic stuff. And maybe Amy is fighting the Metal Sonic stuff in this future. And that could explain why Sonic was there by himself in the forest this time, instead of Knuckles and Tails being there. And that's kind of where it would lead to Amy finding Sonic and then her fighting the Metal Sonics. But at the same time, I don't know how much weight that theory is going to hold, because he did end up in New York instead of Green Hills. So who really knows? But I'm positive time travel is going to be a thing in this movie. I know they just want to keep on getting wackier and wackier and raising the stakes even more. And that's why I also think, it's not showing this concept artwork, but it would make sense, to have Metal Sonic, be the main villain. But can you really just have base Metal Sonic be the main villain? If you played Heroes, you kind of know where I'm getting with this. Because I feel like to raise the stakes of this movie, they gotta upgrade Metal Sonic somehow, And they could do that by mixing the Sonic CD story, because while the story is cool in the game, and it's not my favorite classic Sonic game, that's Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but I feel like they could combine this movie with Sonic CD and Sonic Heroes, upgrading base Metal Sonic to Neo Metal Sonic. Boom, you got a peak movie right there. But yeah, at the end of the day, who freaking really knows how Sonic Movie 4 will go down? But I really do like this concept artwork here, man. It's just a treat to see. And I feel like, there is a good chance some of this will be correlated and transferred on over to Sonic Movie 4 at the end of the day. But that is just a theory, but I feel like there is a really high chance that we did just get our first look at Sonic Movie 4. But yeah, with all that being said, let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this Sonic Movie 3 concept artwork? Does it get you excited for Sonic Movie 4 in 2027? I know I'm excited. I know if they go the route of the bad future in live action, that's gonna be insane. Time travel in live action Sonic, oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps out a lot. And I'll see you guys in that deleted scene of Eggman saying Fortnite.